iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
Okay, morning everyone. Thanks very much for coming along today. I will briefly introduce the people that are here today. Starting with myself, I'm Lee Murgatroyd. I'm the press officer for GB Boxing. I will mainly be dealing with non-accredited media during the games. On my right is Nicola Adams. Nicola Adams is the most decorated female boxer ever in Britain. She was the first person to ever win a European medal, the first person to ever win a world medal. She's currently ranked number 2 in the world, is the European champion, and is a 3-time world silver medalist. Next to Nicola is Matthew Hall. Matt is the team leader for the boxing team at the 2012 Games, and in his regular job with the team, he's the programme director for GB Boxing. Next to Matt is Rob McCracken. Rob McCracken is the team leader for the boxing team at the 2012 Games. Rob joined GB Boxing in November 2009, and since then has ushered in a period of unprecedented success for the boxing team, who've secured 21 medals in 6 major tournaments in that period. Next to Rob is Tom Stalker. Tom Stalker enjoys the distinction of being the world's #1 light welterweight boxer at 64 kilograms, and he also comes to the Olympic Games as the opportunity to be the first boxer in history to compete the Grand Slam of European, World, Commonwealth and Olympic medals. And on the far right is Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell was the 2008 European champion. He was the world silver medalist at the World Championship last year and is currently the number 3 in the world at bantamweight 56 kilograms. If we could start, if anyone would like to start with a question, and please say where you're from and direct it at whichever member of the team you'd like to speak to.
Hi, Warren Wharton from TalkSport. Tom, just how proud are you being the Team GB boxing captain?
So proud to be involved with 9 other great boxers, and got a great setup with Rob and all the coaching staff, and it's sinking in now, being in the village and walking around and seeing all the athletes. We're all so excited to get the boxing started now.
Next.
Patrick Johnson from Reuters. Just a question to all the boxers actually, just how's the first few days in the village been, and the excitement and itching to get going? Maybe you could just tell us a bit how it's all been.
It's obviously it's all exciting times for us. We come into the village yesterday, and obviously we're walking, and it's just like a big wow factor at the minute. But we're just settling in and getting into our routine. And once we get into our routine, that's the main thing. And,
I think as from tomorrow we won't be doing as much walking around, as much press, so it'll be down to business of being in our flat and obviously being in the gym training and listening to the coaches. So we're all so excited for the draw on Friday, and that's when the fun's going to begin.
Alright. Yeah, it's been really exciting coming into the village. We had a little welcoming parade as well, which was really good. Everybody was dancing about and stuff. So the food hall's been great. There's a good selection of food. The facilities and the rooms, everything's spectacular. And we're just like Tom says, we're just getting settled in now and getting ready to start training.
James Holder from iFILM London. Question for Rob McCracken. How's things in the camp, and how all the boxers settle in? Everything going good?
Yeah, they've settled in really well. They're an experienced bunch, this team. 9 out of the 10 are very experienced. One of them is fairly inexperienced, Big Anthony Joshua, but he's moving along very fast. Village is great. They've travelled a lot, this team, over the last few years. They've been to some tournaments where it's been great, others not so great. This is as good as it gets. Tremendous effort by the BOA in putting this together. great accommodation, great training facilities, and a happy team as well, and that's really important at this stage. We'll get the busy day or two out of the way, and then we can settle them down a little bit, and some of them won't be boxing for a while, so training's going to be perfect over at Forest School, and you know, everyone's in a good place.
Thank you very much.
Rob, I think it was 8 years ago, just one boxer in Abbey Card in Athens. Now we've got 10, a record amount of boxers at an Olympics. What do you put that success down to?
I think it's down to, you know, getting the right people in at the right time and with the right experience. Also, it's down to the tremendous work over the years that's been done by the clubs throughout the home nations and club coaches and obviously the boxers who without the boxers, you know, that's what it's all about. We've got lots of talent in the United Kingdom. Boxing's picking up all the time. It's getting stronger, I feel. It's getting better. We now sit with 3 boxers around me who are in the top 3 in the world. I think you just touched on 8 years ago where we only had 1 boxer who was possibly in the top 10 in the world. So I think when we got 7 out of the 10 that will be highly seeded at this tournament, just shows you, you know, the way the sport's moved on since those days. But the good news is there are, you know, they're a talented bunch, they're a nice bunch of youngsters, and you know, the future's really promising for them, and I've no doubt they'll do well in London. And it's moved a long way since Amir Khan 8 years ago.
Mike Bogle, TalkSport. Nicola, what's the balance between the pressure of having women's boxing in the Olympics for the first time and the fact that you and your team want to prove that you've got something to show to the world that you deserve to be on this stage?
Yeah, well, I don't really see it as a pressure as such. I just see it as, you know, I'm doing a sport that I enjoy doing. I love doing boxing, and I just think it's great to finally have it as an Olympic sport. You know, it's shown that women's boxing's come a long way, and so has Great Britain. You know, and it's all about equality, isn't it? You know, having women's boxing in the Olympics as well. And I just think it's going to be great to be a part of that moment, and I'm just going to enjoy every second of it.
Can we just say a couple more questions from press guys, because we do need to do some broadcast one-to-ones as well. So.
John Wilson, WBAA. I was hoping for a one-to-one with Nicola, so I wondered if I've got a series of questions, and I'd like to ask them all now, or can I wait in anticipation?
Ask one now, and then we'll see what we're going to do afterwards. Okay.
Nicola, do you remember participating in the first Amateur Boxing Association England Championships at Hendon in 2003 when you won by the referee stopping the contest in the 3rd round? That was 9 years ago. That's a big. Would you like to give us your thoughts on the journey you've made since then?
Yeah, it was.
I think you remember there weren't exactly the press coverage in that event that there is today.
No, there wasn't. Women's boxing's moved on quite far since then. But yeah, I remember I was still really young and excited, and you know, couldn't wait to participate in my first national championships. And yeah, I won that fight, and I think now it just shows, you know, how much women's boxing has moved on. You know, it's an Olympic sport. We've got a really good setup down in Sheffield at the English Institute of Sport, and you know, good coaches. You know, Rob McCracken. We've got a cracking setup. You know, and we're just showing how good we are by how many medals and the types of medals that we're winning as well. You know, Europeans and worlds. You know, they're all major tournament medals. So I think we're doing really good.
Okay, the last one.
Tom, can I just ask you about that record that Lee was mentioning about you going for the Grand Slam, should we call it the Commonwealth, European, World and Olympic, and what extra pressures that brings, and what that might mean to you if you could achieve and win this gold here at your home games?
There's a lot of pressure getting in the ring boxing in front of 12,000 people, so I don't really see it as a pressure. I see it as a goal, and a goal that I want to achieve, and I do believe from the bottom of my heart I can go to these Olympics and I can medal, so fingers crossed I'm going to have to fall.
And what would that mean like for you, for that achievement?
What would mean the world to me? As a boxer, any boxer out there to achieve something so great, it would mean the world to me. Ask me that question, hopefully when I've done it, and I'll give you the answer.
Okay, thanks very much. We've got a bit of time now for some one-to-ones with the boxers and with Rob, so if we come down here.
Love.